The developers of the Isle have been talking about upcoming content quite a bit lately when it comes to stamina reworks, Herrerasaurus and other dinosaurs, and of course humans, mutations, elders and more. There is a lot to dive into. Today we're going to be talking about a few of them, and it's likely that some of this will be discussed further in the next devblog for the game, which is coming out probably tomorrow or the day after. So without further ado, let's get into what we have so far, and then in the next video we'll dive into the devblog. I wanted to talk about stamina really quickly because in my eyes this is quite a big change. In fact, it could be slightly controversial as well, the whole stamina change, because I see a mixed bag of it online. Some people really dislike it and say there's a big problem with the stamina change, and some people really like it. Now, I want to know, before I get into this discussion about any tweaks coming to the stamina system, let me know in the comments, do you like or are you happy with the changes that were made to stamina in the recent updates? I'd love to know what you think here. This is actually quite an interesting one because I really want to gauge what everyone's thoughts are with this. Anyways, of course, they were asked about the stamina changes themselves. They literally said this. Essentially, someone asked if the recent stamina changes have been set in stone and if there will be any tweaks to certain dinosaurs. And this was responded by Punchback. He essentially basically went on to say this, that certain dinosaurs will likely see tweaks, like we've said before, combined with the trot and speed adjustments and such, but overall the change will help slow the pace of the game down and discourage people from sprinting wildly, which of course is a shame. It looks like they will be doubling down on what has been changed so far and just making some tweaks to just perfect it, refine it a little bit where it's necessarily needed, but the whole overall thing is more likely set in stone, or more or less set in stone, bar the odd tweaks. So let's talk about Herrerasaurus as well, because literally we're just going to dive into the fact that Dondi said a couple weeks ago that Herrerasaurus would start its testing phase next week, and that was a couple weeks ago, bear in mind. And it looks like we do have some ideas maybe for this one. So 2 weeks ago they did mention that Herrerasaurus would go onto the horde testing branch, and that is stress testing for most people. It's where like pretty much everyone can test it. We also know that there will be another patch coming to horde testing soon. Pretty sure this one was already released because, well, it now is 2 weeks ago, and you know, since then there's probably been that patch, and technically they did say that they could add Herrerasaurus, or were likely to add Herrerasaurus after that patch, as Punch also said that Herrerasaurus is technically on the horde testing branch right now. It's just not enabled yet, so they said they'll likely enable it after the next stress test patch, and the key word there is likely, because I'm going to go back to that in a second. As I'm saying, that was 2 weeks ago, and we haven't really seen Herrerasaurus since then, so let's talk about it now a little bit. So Punchback was recently asked about this once again, and he said, we said it would likely be on testing there, which wasn't a definite confirmation, but we're able to host tests for things whenever we want, allowing us to shift our resources away from Spiro and have everything gateway focused. Lets us speed up by a ton. Recently, we did get some stuff about Herrerasaurus. When I say recently, this was yesterday. The video goes up today, so of course, this is quite fresh. They said that they're likely to test Herrerasaurus relatively soon, or they would like to test Herrerasaurus relatively soon, and so that hopefully could reinstate the fire, reignite the fire for Herrerasaurus testing. We also know that Dilophosaurus is apparently more further along than Herrerasaurus. They mentioned that Herrerasaurus needs more sounds completed, whereas Dilophosaurus pretty much has all of that completed. It's likely that we'll probably see more information about this in the devblog, which comes either tomorrow or the day after, because, you know, tomorrow is the end of the month, and it's likely there will be a devblog at the end of the month. In addition, we know that Herrerasaurus will not be able to rip meat chunks off of larger animals, so that is a shame, but now we know, and that was confirmed 2 weeks ago. Anyways, it's likely most of you guys already knew that by now. There was also a brief conversation about humans and human customization, with someone essentially asking if there will be females coming to the game or female models for the humans coming to the game to further increase customization options, and well, essentially this is what we got back. Firstly, humans at first will be male as the models are ready, and down the line they will introduce female models. So for now they're not going to, mainly because they don't want to change two sets of animations while they focus on gameplay. They did add that customization will be limited to head swaps. This excludes clothes, as this can be found throughout the world via loot. So technically you'll be able to get clothes to customize your humans, which will be technically loot, and then head swaps will be able to be done in the future as well, but for customization, that's everything you'll be able to do. So yes, that is that for the humans. Now let's talk about mutations and elders, because I'm sure a lot of you will like hearing this stuff. Regarding mutations, these were asked about the other day as well, with someone asking how they were coming along. Kissen pretty much was the one who took the helm on this one, saying that they were removed before testing embargo was lifted, although they do think that we were able to see them or already saw them already. That being said, she did confirm that mutations are currently in testing, and that is something to be very excited about. Additionally, Punch was also asked about mutations and if they were combined with nesting, and also this ties into elders as well. Punch basically said that there's lots of factors. Mutations are certainly one of them, basically different systems all connecting with one another to give you a reason to do things like testing, and that's pretty much that. That being said, this ties into elders now. Let's quickly change the topic, because elders were asked about too, and this was very brief, but they said that technically this ties into the mutation system, and we won't be seeing elders until after the mutation system is implemented into the game. So of course that's something to be mindful of. You'll see mutations first, and then after that you'll see elders, because you need mutations for the elders system to work, and that was confirmed by Punch himself. And that's that. Let me know what you think about all of this stuff in the comments down below. This is some fresh conversations about the Isles news. Of course, this is ahead of the next devblog, which I think I will be talking about on Friday, depending on when it gets released. I'm away on Thursday, so it's going to be one of those ones where I edit it up on the day. So yeah, anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to know what you think. And then, as always, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Peace. Also, just a quick PSA to all of you artists who are within my community and watching this video. We're currently hosting a art competition for my Discord servers, banner and logo, which will be running from now until December 15th. This is a Christmas themed contest around the Velocci channel, so yeah, if you are interested in that, feel free to enter. But yeah, entries close on the 15th. Good luck. See you in the next video.